It's TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Providence, USA, TNS Media Giving to team and the family. I know we normally talk about sports, and and we normally go into a lot of basketball, NFL, you name it. But today I want to go into a bit of a flip side about somebody that I kind of see on the internet, seen doing this thing, and he does a lot of things that these athletes have to take into consideration if they want to be the best. They have to basically work out their bodies and be in shape. I got my guy Russ here, who does all types of stuff. You guys may have seen him on Instagram, doing this thing. So thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So this is my guy that like I said, I see doing a lot of things on the internet, and he's in shape. I mean, he told me his age. I'm not gonna reveal that. He told me his age, but I couldn't even believe it. But at the end of the day, what goes into? Well, I'll tell you what. Give the people your story and what got you into fitness.
All right, so my name is Russell Barnes. I'm from South Philadelphia. What got me into fitness, I was 17 years old. I went to a juvenile placement. I decided that I wanted to run track. And I didn't know that, working out was a part of running track. I just thought you had to run. So when we started working out, I was beat. And I just told myself, I would never feel this way again. I'd never feel this way out of shape. So that's where my workout really came from.
So now, like, people want to know your story, a little bit about your story. Like, you said at that age, you said, I'm never going to be beat again. But what really prompted you to take this, like serious as far as becoming a trainer, being someone that on the internet, showing workouts, showing people how they can get in shape? What prompted you to want to do that?
All right, so I started working out, like I said, when I was 17. Training was never in the cards for me. Like I never planned to be a trainer before. So I was working out since 2003. I never stopped. Mm-hmm. But when it came to being a trainer, that was like the last thing on my mind. It really fell on my lap.
Okay.
So back in 2015, I had a clothing line or a fitness line called Carbon Copy Fit. Mm-hmm. And in order to promote it, people always, first of all, the reason I came up with the name is because people always say, I'm trying to get like you.
Yeah.
So I said Carbon Copy, boom. So I wound up putting the shirts out. When I was promoting the shirts, I just said, I'm training too, DM me. Mm-hmm. Joking. This was 2015. I probably was home for 2 months at the time.
Yeah.
So I got a gang of DMs. And that's how I started.
I just saw working out and putting it out there for the people to see.
I wasn't even working out on the internet yet. I was literally like, I just posted pictures. Like I just posted a few pictures, but I was really posting it for my brand. Mm. It wasn't even for like training and nothing, and I just had one of the shirts on. Mm. So people seen my physique and just wanted to work out with me.
How important is fitness? Because sometimes people can, say they want to be in shape or say they want to be the best in sports, so forth and so on. How important is it to be fit, just in life, period? How important is it?
I think that's probably the most important thing that you can actually be. Like, so without fitness, there's no sports, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning that every athlete that got to be fit, or they got to be somewhat in shape in order to do what they do for the duration of the time that they're doing it. So all of the best athletes, Christian Ronaldo, whoever the top notch and whatever it is that they doing, they gotta be fit, right? Yeah. So that's how important fitness is. So without fitness, there's no sports, there's no athletes, there's no none of that. But overall, for your overall health, that's the most important thing, because guess what? We gonna age, and as we age, we get different aches that don't go away. Yeah. Unless we keep them bones strong. We get brittle. We keep the muscle strong. Basically, you will be bedridden if you can't use certain muscles.
Exactly.
Right. So fitness is very important.
Now, along with the fitness and these workout regimens that you kind of are putting out there for people to do, and that you're doing yourself for sure, what do you say is the most important? Is it more so calisthenics, lifting? Cardio? What do you think is the best thing to start with if you want to get, or the best 1-2 thing to start with if you want to get in shape?
Strength training, which is calisthenics. So you would do resistance strength training, meaning like you would do push-ups with holds, Because resistance, I believe, is the things that get you the strongest. Uh, if if somebody was to grab you and you was to snatch away, you're gonna probably do it at your strongest motion, right?
Yeah.
So I always look at that hand in hand with resistance, right? So resistance training, I would start people off with resistance training, and then of course calisthenics / resistance training, strength training.
Okay. So more so like a boxer throwing a punch, he would put some type of bands of resistance in throwing the punch, which ultimately increases the actual maybe the power or whatever to make the punches come a lot faster or be more effective.
Right.
Now, outside of that, some people say, man, I don't lift. I've seen guys who just work out that don't lift any weights at all. They just straight calisthenics. What's the benefit? Is there a benefit in lifting weights, or are you just cool just doing calisthenics?
All right. The benefit of lifting weights is it gets you bigger if that's the look you're going for. But if you want to be overall strong and your strength stays there, calisthenics is the best way. So the people that lift weights, when they stop lifting, eventually their strength goes with it within weeks, if not a week. Their strength slowly and gradually dies down. But when people do calisthenics, your muscle memory stays there for way longer if you was to get injured or not working out as much as you was before prior to that.
Now the muscle, like you said, the muscles they tend to, well, you get weaker as soon as you start lifting weights. You just get weak, or you lose the actual strength from the weightlifting. Now, what happens there? Is it more so like your body fat tends to eat the muscle, or is it that you need to just stop doing something that your body was used to? How does that work?
I really don't know the exact answer to that. You know what I mean? I just know that from experience. From the times that I was lifting weights, it bulked me up quick. You know what I mean? But you don't do it for a week or two, the muscles inflate real fast. Versus like, it was times where I wasn't working out for like a month or two or whatever. From doing calisthenics, from a calisthenics standpoint, it was easier for me to bounce back and keep my strength.
Okay. Now you just said you lift weights, or you just do all calisthenics?
I lift weights here and there, but I'm a calisthenic person.
Or is it's not really too much heavy weight, or is it lightweight, or is it something to keep you just in shape?
Yeah, so I don't do like crazy heavy weights. I push myself from time to time, but I keep it like, in the middle. So it's like, all right, you got heavy, you got light, then you got like the mediocre in between that. So I keep it like medium. I don't really do heavyweight training because I feel like that's the way to get injured the fastest.
Now, what about cardio? How important is like cardio for someone, an athlete or someone who just looking to get in shape? How important is that?
I believe for boxers, it's probably the most important thing that they can have, cardio. As far as like, what you was asking again?
And like I'm saying, how important is cardio? Like, is cardio something like along with which, like say you're doing calisthenics?
Yeah.
Is it cardio something that you should probably implement along with that to get your maximum output or the best results?
All right, so I think people would probably disagree when I say this, or they would agree that I would rather do calisthenic cardio, meaning like hit work, like back-to-back, like supersets and stuff like that in order to build my cardio up versus just running. Because now people that jog, right? If you look at sprint racers versus like people that jog and run marathons. People that jog and run marathons, they use their muscle mass way faster. So they lose the muscle mass and the fat and their skin get flabby, right? Versus you see people that sprint, all muscle.
Correct.
So sprinting is strength training, and cardio is, you losing fat and muscle. So I really don't do a lot of cardio. Like I run 5 miles, but I run and sprint. I never just jog.
Okay, so it's more so it's increasing your stamina, but also keeping you in a mind state of using your actual strength, because you're sprinting, you're using your power, like your legs and your arms, so on to get to a place or actually run the miles a lot faster.
Right.
Now, outside of that, another thing is dieting along with what you're doing. A lot of people forget that portion, or How important is dieting when you're actually trying to get in shape?
That's the most important thing, man. Because, you know, portion control is everything when it comes to, like, you can't outwork a bad diet, especially if you already not in shape. Now, if you in shape, yeah, you could kind of indulge more in it, like, you know, but you really don't want to do that then.
Yeah.
Make you sluggish. But when it comes to nutrition overall, you really got to learn portion control, and that's a form of discipline that you got to have.
So describe for me like a perfect diet for someone. Like what's like a perfect, if you was going to design a diet for someone, what they should eat and what they should stay away from. Start with what they should stay away from. Like what's the most important thing to stay away from when you're trying to get your diet together?
I would stay away from a lot of starch.
Okay.
That's the first thing I would stay away from. And, you know, I would basically do just portion control. So it would be half cup veggies, half cup carbs, it might be rice, whatever it may be, and then 3 to 5 grams of protein.
Okay.
And you can do that 4 times a day.
So it's 4 times a day. That's 4 meals. Now, what does that do for your metabolism? Is that something that make you speed up your metabolism? Eating 4 times a day.
Right. So it balances everything out, right? Now, if you eat 4 small portions a day, now your body, so you know your stomach is shrinks, right? So the longer you don't eat, the more your stomach shrinks, right? But when you go to eat, your stomach get bloated fast. It's just like fasting, right?
Yeah.
You fast all day, you think you're gonna eat a lot of food. Whenever it's time for you to break your fast, and you get full fast. So when it comes to meal preps and meal planning and stuff like that, you just got to stay on a certain type of accord, just like that.
Okay. Now on the flip side, you know people, you know, they have the diets, you know, they start working out, and then they just fall off. Why do you think that is? That people will start working out for a period of time, and then they'll stop. Diet falls off. Why is that? Do you think?
Lack of discipline.
So discipline is something that's the most important thing before you even start working. I think we was talking about that off camera, how you have to be very disciplined in almost anything, but you want to have the right body shape, or you want to be in shape. Discipline is the most important thing.
Right.
Why is it you think people lack discipline? Why do you think is that something that they just been doing for so long that they just automatically fall off, or why is it that? In your opinion?
I don't know. I think it just comes down to your mindset. I think everybody different. So some people just can't keep up with a routine.
So now, for a person who's beginning, what kind of advice would you have for someone who is just looking to get in shape? You know, they have a job, can't really get to the gym as much as possible. You know, I'm sorry, they can't get to the gym as much as they would like to. They're in the house. What would be a quick regimen that you would give them, or as far as dieting, working out, something that they can do really quick to kind of see results?
So first, I would tell people to stick to the half cup, 3 to 5 grams of protein for their meals, and then, you know, get into what you can do, what's easier for you. When it comes to squats for the women, squats, all kinds of basically body weight workouts that'll help you build your strength up before you start, you know, using light weights, resistant bands, things of that nature.
Okay. All right. And now let's go into professional athletes, right?
Right.
So you have a professional athlete like a NBA player, football player. Are those workouts similar, like for example, for a running back and a shooting guard, or somebody like LeBron James? What will be are the workouts the same for a football player and a basketball player, or is it different regimens for both?
Right. I think it's different regimens.
Why?
So for like a running back, you know, they doing a lot of leg work, you know, stuff like that. Basketball players will probably be doing more of cardio work, like, you know, getting their wind up, different stuff like that. So me personally, I would train a basketball player different than I would train a football player. I would have to demonstrate that to show you, though. I can't really explain it.
Yeah. But now, on the flip side, you know, you have boxers. Like you said, about cardio and running is more important
Right.
for boxers. In boxing, a lot of boxers they have to make a certain weight, right?
Right.
What's the fastest way for you to cut weight? Like if a person needs to make a have to cut weight, what's the fastest way for them to do it?
Running.
Running,
and of course, just managing their diet.
Okay. Now you see people running around with these sauna suits on, water weight. Is that really effective, or is something that
that is effective?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, along with what you said with the dieting and so forth and so on, all these other things.
Yeah.
Now, we see something, right? I hear a lot of. You see people doing a lot, pull-ups, dips, and people say all you need is push-ups, pull-ups, and dips, and you good. Is there any truth to that?
It is truth to it when it comes to your upper body, but what about the rest of your body? You can't neglect your core. You can't neglect your legs.
Okay.
So, like that's the joke with people in jail, you know what I'm saying? They just do all upper body and
Their
the
legs.
legs and stuff like that. So, people be trying to grind my legs up. But my legs is really strong. They just don't have, it's just really my calf muscles. It's not even really my thighs. But basically, I didn't start training legs until later on either though, to be honest. Like I was doing them, but I wasn't doing them as much as I would do upper body.
Okay. So you should spend equal time on your legs, you know what I'm saying, as you do your upper body, so forth and so on. So, because your legs is your foundation more so, like keeps you strong.
Certainly.
And then so you said they talk about you being strong up top, and then you got small legs, whatever the case may be. Now, boxers, like you said, like we was talking about, their legs are very important, meaning because they're moving around in the ring, so forth and so on. Now, you see somebody like Saquon Barkley,
Right.
he's squatting.
Crazy.
Like, now, is it when you have all those muscles like that? Is there like a downside to having all those muscles like that? Somebody like Saquon, man, I seen him, man. It's like his legs.
Yeah,
man.
he got horse legs. I don't know. I ain't got no muscles like that. Like not on that level, so I can't really speak on that. But at the same token, I don't really see a downside in muscle because muscle is like what the body need more than anything when it comes to tissue.
Yeah. Now that running, the running and the jumping, the repetition of that. You hear a lot of people saying you gotta just do it repetition because you hear athletes saying I was just jump makes me jump higher. Because I had a kid ask me he asked me to ask somebody like, yo, how he plays ball, and he's like, yo, how can I want to jump higher.
Right.
And somebody was saying just keep jumping and doing exercises that allow you to jump. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, it is. You gotta do more than that though. It's more than just jumping. It's like, sprint. It's like it's explosive work. Mm-hmm. These types of things, like I'm not good at explaining, but I'm good at demonstrating.
Okay.
But it's more so explosive work, like, coming up fast, like all of that kind of stuff. You can put resistant bands on a pull-up bar and just do the jumps like that for your calves and straight off your. There's so many different things that could be done, but I'm not that well at explaining it.
Let me ask you a question. So now that you said that, you're not that good at explaining it, but you do have workouts and things that you can put out and show people how to do these things. Now, how did you become so educated as far as working out? Let me ask you that.
Experience.
So it's just something you just like, hey, listen, I'm just going to start working out, and then you just.
Right, it's trial and error, and plus I used to do a lot of research. But what I realized in research is that no one person has the same body. Now there's things that can happen that is a general thing, but when it comes to, you really got to do trial and error. You just got to learn form. You got to learn all of those things. So you can read different stuff in a book, but it has nothing to do with real life when you actually doing it. So until you get the experience of doing proper squats, proper deadlifts, proper push-ups, proper pull-ups, all of that stuff matters. So experience, like doing something like you said, repetitiously, is what's going to help you build it up.
Now, before we go, I know you're busy, and another thing, injuries.
Right.
Injuries and working out, because I want to touch on that as well, because someone asked you about that. Injuries happen working out.
Yeah.
What's What should people stay away from so that they don't get injured and lifting weights? You see people lifting weights and deadlifting, they just take a step and they're falling out, hitting their head, or tearing muscles.
Right. That's because they're not breathing. So when you see people do that, they not breathing, they holding their breath. That's how they be falling out like that. I would say people stay away from heavy weights, until you actually know what you're doing. You need a trainer around. Even trainers got trainers. So it's like you need somebody that's coaching you through some of your work until you actually get it.
Okay. All right. Well, how can people reach out to you and get what you, if they want to schedule a session, or if they want to get some advice from you, or they want to probably get some apparel, how can they reach out to you and get what you?
All right, so my Instagram is Russ_B1. You can reach out, you can DM me, you can write me, comment, whatever, you know what I mean? Or you can text me at 267-269-0325, man.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first. It's TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. If you're looking for a career in home care, call Medicare LLC. We have the top pay, PTO, holiday pay, medical, dental, 401k. Call now. That's 215-644-8341.